Oh, so many big stories for you this past couple weeks. I want to first start off with some additional stuff from Biggest Little Fur Con. Um, that there is an update on Emma. That I looked at her mother's Twitter feed and just said that she is thrilled by the response from the furry community, and that Emma had happily came back to Biggest Little Fur Con the following day. So I'm glad that everything worked out very well for her. And there was one thing I forgot to mention in my report. We did have a couple of big names attend. We had a YouTube gamer that attended her very first FurCon. I just wanted to make a mention of her. She often collaborates with the Game Grumps. Commander Holly attended Biggest Little FurCon. I didn't even know this until after the fact. And also, friend of mine, Malcolm Bray from Channel Awesome, and I am aware that there's been some controversy with the site, but I'm not going to get into that today. But I did not know he was there. But it came back to I was just too busy, and with over 5,000 attending, it'll be quite hard to try to find anyone that you know there. But let's get to what has been buzzing around for the past week. We have a furry that was on Jeopardy. That would be Josh Hill, aka Bucktown Tiger. You know, the tiger fursuiter who always performs on the piano. So he played Jeopardy, and he has been champion 7 straight times. 7 games won. And he has accumulated a grand total of 163,721, not including the 1,000 from when he was dethroned for being in 3rd place. But I was really impressed, and everyone was just following him. And wow. And with the 7 straight wins, this now puts him in 1st place for the time being for qualifying in the Tournament of Champions, which will be occurring later this year. Let's see. Somebody put some stats up as to how well he did. Out of the 200 questions that he buzzed in, 174 correct, only got 26 wrong. As far as buzzing in first, he got in 47% of the time, 176 out of 390. He found 10 daily doubles, converted 7 of them, and netted 24,195 of them. Of his times in Final Jeopardy, he got 4 out of 7. So, and it was noted that he had a lot of close games. So, and his odds of winning, I'm taking this from the JeopardyFan.com. They placed his odds of winning 8 straight games at 73.6%. But unfortunately, that streak came to an end. But again, he is now currently on the top of qualifying for the Tournament of Champions. So a good chance that he's going to be returning to Jeopardy. So keep an eye on that over the next few months, and they should be announcing when that's going to happen. The 2017 Cóyotl Awards have announced their winners, which was announced at Furlandia yesterday. in Portland. And here's who they chose as the winners. For Best Novel, Kismet by Watts Martin. Best Novella is, okay, Dragon Fried Cheese. That actually sounds appetizing. From Dragon Tax Saga Book Number 3 by Madison Keller. Dragon Fried Cheese, that sounds delicious. Next time I go to Wisconsin, yeah, bring some cheese curds. We'll have a bunch of dragon fursuiters roast them. Best Short Story, Behesht. I probably pronounced that incorrectly. By Dwali in Roar, Volume 8. And Best Anthology was given to Arcana, a tarot anthology, edited by Madison Scott Clary. Yeah, short list, but that's what they have listed for this year's Cóyotl winners. Now, I mentioned in a previous video several months ago that the Leo Awards will be coming, and everyone's been wondering, when is that coming? That has been announced that they will be announcing the winners of the Leo Awards at Anthrocon next month. So we will watch for that. And by the way, yes, I will be attending Anthrocon. I just got my room yesterday, so I will be located at the Westin. I'm so glad because I have my 2 fursuits that I'm bringing, both Sapphire and Spike. But we'll get into details about Anthrocon in another video. But right now, we got some information from another FurCon. Now, earlier this year, there's been some problems with Anthro New England. I have mentioned some complaints about the hotel, the security, paper thin walls I've been hearing about. Well, Anthro New England has put out a letter addressing those situations, and I'm going to read this in its entirety. This was written by the chairman, Hunter Hunchen. And it says, "To our fandom, your voices have been heard these last few months. Every one of your comments, tweets, and emails have been read. Your praises have helped us strengthen where A&E is thriving, and your feedback has shown us where to improve. I know your experience at our 2018 convention may have been affected by growing pains at our new venue. It is my deepest hope that we have found a solution that will make our 2019 convention our best to date. For 2019, Anthro New England will be held at the Boston Park Plaza." So that is the same exact hotel that they were in this year. Alright, he continues. "Our relationship with the hotel moves forward with a better understanding of mutual expectations and several additions to our contract. Anthro New England and the Boston Park Plaza are excited to bring new protocols to our 2019 convention. 1. A&E will have hotel room floors exclusively for guests of the convention. No guests from outside the convention will stay on these floors. We plan on breaking these down into night owl floors and quiet floors. This will dramatically reduce noise complaints." So they are going to have a con block. They're going to reserve a bunch of rooms for those attending the convention. I'm not aware if they did that for this year's convention, which definitely could have alleviated some of the complaints. Number 2, any noise complaint that originates from a designated A&E guest room floor will be responded to by an A&E staff member. The hotel and their security contractor will notify A&E of any noise complaints to ensure that all complaints are handled and mitigated by an A&E staff member. We plan to subsequently increasing the size of our safety team to handle all responses. So that means that should there be a complaint, it will not be the hotel or security staff handling it, but rather convention staff. Now, of course, with me not knowing how the walls are, because I've seen complaints about how thin the walls are, how easy sound gets through the walls. We'll see how that turns out, because I have not been there, so I could not gauge that. But yeah, but again, all attendees are expected to you have to be courteous to the other guests. But like I said, I have no idea how the rooms are, so we'll see what happens. And 3, due to concerns with security personnel at the 2018 convention, BPP will contract a different security company for our event to ensure that the previous security company and personnel are not used in any way for the 2019 convention. Now, if you remember, there was a report of harassment and possible assault from a security member, so that drew in some concerns. So they are not going to have that same company there. They're going to have an entirely different one. So we will have to expect that the conduct will be going up. All right, the letter continues. I am confident these changes, along with dozens more in the works, will make A&E 2019 a stellar convention. Our meetings with the BPP staff have been collaborative and positive, and their team has been incredibly supportive and eager to make every single one of our attendees happy. Some of you may be unsure about these changes, and I completely understand. Please give me your feedback. I want to hear from you. The entire A&E and BPP staff is 100% dedicated to working with our fandom and our hotel to host the best convention possible. Now, like I said, with me not being there, I can't possibly gauge how if this will end up being better in the long run. But at least that I'm trying to think of this from the business standpoint, and yes, I get that they're trying to improve their relationship. They don't want to go through the hassle of trying to look for another hotel. And this is probably going to be the best they're going to get. I'm not sure if any attendees are going to beg to differ. But again, with me never have attended this convention, I can't possibly say. But it looks like they're trying to make strides to make things better. So with a different security group, a room block designated for the convention, and complaints being handled by con staff, I would expect that things should get better. We will see when 2019 comes around. Upcoming conventions. We have Furry Mosa, and I have very little information on that one. That's June 2nd, I know that. What location is that? Because I have never heard of this one. And the page I'm on does not have much information. That's Taiwan. Okay. Then we have from the 14th to the 17th, Fur A over in Alberta, Canada. 15th to the 17th, CastleCon in Germany. And that's it. We only have 3 events for June. And no events here in America. So, Yeah, pretty much empty over here, just local fur meets. But we will have our next major convention in 1 month. That will be Anthrocon, but I'll get to that when the time comes. But for now, this Dragon's Mouth is now closing.